everyone! Today I'm literally going to introduce my 2017 reading challenge. I got it from Pinterest. It definitely said 2017, but here's the catch: I changed a few of the challenges. So I changed a few of the challenges, and I'm gonna make it like that since some of the books that were on the original challenge I did not have, and I did not think that the library was gonna have it, nor did I want to buy it in case I wanted to read it again. So I have how many books here? 2, 6, 21. I have 21 books that I have to read, and this is for within 2 weeks. But I'm not gonna start it until I finish my TBR that I currently have. So let's just get this started. The first challenge is a book you read in school. This one, it was kind of complicated because I already did read one in school, but that was in 2016. It was a book that it was ugh. The book I read in I think it was when I was in the 7th grade. I think it was 2012 to 2013, I think it was. But that one I kind of already read, so I'm gonna not reread that. And I haven't actually reviewed this book, nor have I actually commented on it or gave it a star or whatever. So that book I read, I think it was in the 5th grade, and it's been a while since I've actually read it, and that is The Lemonade War by Jacqueline Davis. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, this one, it's I guess the first book in a series. I wasn't sure if it was a standalone or a series because it says the Lemonade War series, but I'm gonna have to check that up on Goodreads. And I've been wanting to reread this, but I gave it to my sister in hopes she'll actually read it, but she didn't really read it, so I just got it back, and I am going to reread this book. And this is going to be a long video, so I'm trying to shorten it up. Okay, next one, a book from your childhood. This one, I went back when I was like the 3rd grade or something, and that book... Wait, actually, it was more likely in 7th grade or whatever, but oh well. And that book is Wait Till Helen Comes by Mary Downing Hunt. This is my favorite ghost story. I've been rereading it more than once, but now that I physically have the copy of my own and I don't have to borrow it from the library or read it on the Kindle, which I hate, I am going to be able to fully reread this and savor it as much as I did before and see what I think now versus then. Because I don't really know what happens in the plot, so that's a good thing that I haven't read it in forever. Next one is the second book in a series, which I kind of, I read the first book, but I read that last year in 2016, but I really don't remember it, but I'm not going to reread it, because I remember bits and pieces, and season 1 of Shadowhunters gave me a rerun of it, even though they messed it all up. Anyway, the book that I got, it's a book that became a TV show, and I know it was City of Bones, but this one, since it's I guess season 2 or whatever, I think this is book 2. I think that's gonna be like book 2, and that is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I think it would be time for me to actually continue on with the series and like enjoy it like everyone else enjoyed it. This is the second book, and I am going to read it, savor it, and hopefully get to the rest of the books in time. Next one, a nonfiction book. I went with my gut on this one, and this is one of the only nonfiction books aside from Anne Frank, but that is Thanks to My Mom by Amy Newmark and Joe D. Messina. This is basically a collection of stories about like what it's good, why it's always good, like why your mom is so important, it follows around some people and how they and how their mom, how they they thank their moms and everything. It says it right here in black actually. 101 stories of gratitude, love, and lessons. So I think this is gonna be a good one. I haven't really read any Chicken Soup for the Soul books because I never really picked it up until now. I've had this book for I don't know how long, for a while, so now I'm just going to try continuing this whole book and finishing it. Next book is a book written by a male author, and I went with The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I got the movie version when I was in ninth grade. So, when I was in ninth grade, I got this book, but I didn't even pick it up because I didn't really get into it. Now that it's a movie, I want to see. Why is there hair sticking out of this? Come on, off, out. I'm going. There's a movie made out of. There was a movie that became that. Ew. The book was turned into a movie. Why am I getting tongue-tied? I hate that. But the book was turned into a movie, and I want to read this book before I actually watch the movie and see and do what I'm doing with Harry Potter, reading the book and then watching the movie. So I'm gonna read this book and watch the movie. Next book, a book written by a female author. This has been sitting on my shelf for a while. I'm trying to, as you can see, some of my shelves are a big mess, but I've been trying to read the majority of these books that I got. And this book is Legend by Marie Lu. I loved The Young Elise by Marie Lu, so now I'm hopefully going to enjoy Legend by Marie Lu because I've heard some great things about it, and I can't wait to dive into this book once I've actually finished the rest of my TBR pile. So. Next book is a book that became a film. This one was kind of easy because I stupidly watched. Well, this is because I stupidly watched the movie first. So I went with Beautiful Creatures by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. This book, I've tried reading it. I've tried and tried, but it's just too big a book, and I just couldn't get into it. And I watched the movie, so that was a spoiler there, but I don't remember what happened in the movie, so maybe now I can read the book and then rewatch the movie. Next book, I'm actually currently reading this one. I'm currently reading 5 books, and one of the books is actually, a couple of the books are actually in this pile, so that'll be an easy check off. And that the first book here, I finally got it in the mail after Christmas, which I wasn't so happy about, and that was Talon by Julie Kagawa. I think I showed this in another video. I'm not sure, but I've already started reading it. I'm not even halfway through with it since I just started it, and I'm trying to finish 2 other books since I'm almost done with those. Once I finish those, then I'll be completely and utterly happy, and I can continue on with my TBR. So I'm gonna continue reading Talon by Julie Kagawa. Next book is a book that's set in your hometown or region, and this did say 2017 for your information, people. It did say 2017. I'm just going with the flow. And that one is Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee. This book I've not read. I've only read To Kill a Mockingbird. Wasn't it To Kill a Mockingbird? Wasn't it? Yeah, it was To Kill a Mockingbird that I read in school, but I don't own the book. And I'm gonna read this book and hope I enjoy it. Because last time I tried reading it, I was bored. Okay, I was really bored. I guess that's what classics do to you sometimes. Okay, a book. Oh, I already said that. A book with someone's name in the title, and I had to think about this because I don't have many books that have that have people's names in the title. So I just chose a book that I think that could be named, that someone could be named. And I actually, one of my aunts, her nickname is actually Scarlet. She's actually my age. She's actually my age, only a year older though. She's in a lower grade than me. I'm not gonna explain that, but that book is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles. I read Cinder, enjoyed it. Now I'm gonna read the rest of the series and see what people are so hyped about. Because I gotta get through every book in the series, and I'm hoping to enjoy it just as much as I enjoyed Cinder. Next one is a book with a number in a title. This one was quite easy, and that book is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. This apparently has got like 90 and up pages, so that's going to be kind of hard for me because I've never read a book that high in chapters. I usually just read books that have like 25 or up to 40 or so, but this one's The Fifth Wave. My friend Rochelle actually read this when we were in the 10th grade, and she enjoyed it, and she said, you should read it, and I'm going to read it. It is also a major movie now, and I'm going to read the book before the movie. How would you read a movie? I'm going to watch the movie after I read the book. Next one, I've been wanting to read this for so long, and it's a book someone else recommended to you, and I decided to actually go with this one with what one of the booktubers actually stated, like recommending it. So I'm just gonna start reading the first book and see where it goes, and that book is Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. This book, I took in the recommendation and I decided to actually pick this book up and read it. Wait, didn't I? Yeah, I think I picked this book up. I don't remember where I got it though. That's the bad thing. It's not Ollie. Oh, I think I got it from Ed McKay. Oh man, it's the first day back. It was the first day back at school and I am tired. But it's Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I'm going to attempt to read this book and see what I think about it. Oh boy. And we'll see where it goes from there. Next book is a book with over 500 pages. Yeah, I've already tried reading this. I just couldn't get into it. And apparently the author is also the author of the Twilight Saga. So I've already read the first book of the Twilight Saga and another book that's similar to the first book, which is Life and Death, which I am also currently reading. And that book is The Host by Stephanie Meyer. This is a big book, as you can see. This is also a book that I do not think I would pick up because of how many pages there are. I'm not used to reading this much, but I'm hoping to get out of my comfort zone and into something new because this was made into a movie also, and I had to get this for the 500 pages and 500 pages over. This is actually 619 pages long, people. It's 619 pages long, and I'm going to attempt to read this, and I really hope I enjoy it. Okay, the next book is a book you can finish in a day, and actually, I've actually finished it within a day before, and I literally had just gotten the book out. I had literally just borrowed the book from the library, and that book is The Doll in the Garden by Maridine Hunt. This book I've already read, but I'm going to reread it, and I'm going to finish it in a day. I hope I can finish this within a day, but I'm going to keep going down the list and check off everything. Next up is a previously banned book, and this one I had to do some research on it because I didn't have any banned books, but I was shocked to find out that a certain book was actually banned, and that is The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. I was when I looked it up, I was so shocked that Anne Frank was banned from from stores and people reading it. I'm not even certain why. I'd have to look into it, but I've tried to read this also. I just couldn't get through it because it's kind of hard to read all her diary entries because it kind of gets boring and everything. So we'll see. All right, we're down to 5 books. Yes. The next book is a book with a word title, with a one-word title. I have so many one-word title books, so I just went with one of them that I already had gotten. That is Lucid by Adrian Stoltz and Ron Bass. This book seemed interesting when I read the synopsis. I was so interesting and not interesting. I was so interested, and an author actually blurbed this. I haven't read the author's books, but I'm going to try to read this one, and I am going to enjoy it because lucid reminds me of dreams, and you'll know, and some people know that I'm kind of a sucker for researching up dreams and symbols, which is kind of weird on my part. Dang, my book's covered. My bed's covered. Why am I getting tongue-tied here? Okay, a dystopian society. I know there are so many dystopian societies, but I decided to go with a few because some of them I've already read. And that book is actually one of the books that are also in my January TBR, and I am almost done with. That is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Woo-hoo! This book I am looking forward to continuing and finishing and continuing the rest of the trilogy because I heard good things about it, and when I started the book I actually got into it, and it was a lot more than the last time because last time I just read one page and then I'm like, I can't do this. So now I've read a little further. I'm on page 159. So I don't know how many pages I have left, but I know it's kind of an even divide here. So it's sort of an even divide. So I'm happy that I actually have this book and I have the rest of the trilogy. So I don't have to go to the library to borrow it. 3 more books. This book is a book involving magic, and I know there are also some other books that involve magic, but I just strictly went with this because I thought it would be a good idea to try, and matter of fact, I'm already almost finished with it. I just got a few more pages to go, and then I'm done with that. Check and everything. And that book is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. If you guys hadn't known, I've already started in the Harry Potter phenomenon, even though I'm completely and utterly late. I don't know how long it's going to take me to read the rest of the books, because this book I'm almost finished with. And I saw some other books up at Ed McKay that are in the series, but it's not all the books. So I'm going to try reading the whole entire series. I just hope this will work, but let's just get on with it. I got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. I've already halfway through with it. I'm on page 262. I'm on page 262, and I am loving it. I couldn't put it down before, and I'm so glad I actually picked it up and read it. 2 more books to go, people. A book that you tried to complete but never got to. Yeah, this one is kind of obvious because I've been wanting to read a certain book, but I couldn't. And that book is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. This book, I've read almost in the middle of the story, but I got kind of sad, so I'm like, no, I'm not going to read this. This is too sad. So I just put it aside and just picked up another book. But this time, I'm going to read it, and I'm going to get through with it. Have some encouragement from me, peeps. I am never saying peeps again. Finally, a book involving how do I say this? Princesses and princes, or you know what I mean. And that book is Poison by Bridget Zinn. It's kind of an interesting story. I've read through it. Well, not one. I haven't read through it all the way, but I am going to read this because I got this book when I was in the 8th grade. When I was in the 8th grade, I was like 14. We had a book fair. I found this book. I picked it up and wanted to buy it, so I bought it because the synopsis seemed so interesting. Now I'm hoping that it'll still be interesting for me. Okay, thank you for watching. I have been talking so long that I'm starting to cough. So stay tuned for whatever other video I'm gonna have. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to upload more since next semester, this upcoming semester, I'm taking an AP course in school, and AP courses always make me stay up past my bedtime, and I'm gonna try and attempt to do that. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.